Good evening guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Alex and welcome to the start of a very cool series. We are headed to the birthplace of the automobile, the home of the Autobahn, and of course the home of the Green Hell. Over the next 10 days we're going to be visiting all of those, and across a couple of videos some of the lesser known car enthusiast locations. So let's go get checked in and I'll tell you a bit more about what's coming up. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of the cool videos that are coming up. So my idea with this series is to be a bit of a travel vlog for the car enthusiast, and we're going to go look at some of the car enthusiast destinations that maybe are less known than the regular ones. I was in Germany 4 years ago and I did the usual things like the Mercedes Museum, the Porsche Museum, BMW World and all those kind of things. So we're going to try and discover some of the more hidden gems and of course the not so hidden gems that Germany has to offer. So the itinerary goes a bit like this. We're going to fly into Frankfurt to start with and then grab a hire car and drive down to Heidelberg, which is one of my favourite cities in the world, and we'll show you around a bit there, a big castle on the hill. It's just beautiful. And they've got a festival on at the moment called Brazzeltag. Sounds like a bit of a hoon fest if you like, so that should be a lot of fun. From there we're going to head towards Stuttgart to a place called Böblingen and stay in a place that's called the V8 Hotel. They have themed car rooms, that should be pretty cool, and they also have the motor world there. From that point we're going to go and change our hire car to something that's a little bit more Autobahn friendly. We're going to jump on the Autobahn and head up to the Nurburgring. So the day we arrive we're going to get a taxi lap in a McLaren 600 LT, which I am so excited about. The next day we're going to actually drive ourselves around the ring in a little Clio RS 200 Cup. The Nurburgring as a racetrack is something quite unique, and if you're a car enthusiast, definitely put that on your bucket list. From there we're going to head up towards Düsseldorf, but on the way we're going to stop in at the Schumacher Karts. Once we hit Düsseldorf there is another car museum called Classic Remise. From Düsseldorf we jump on a train and we head into the Netherlands and visit the Lumen Museum. So plenty to get through in the next 10 days. I'm going to call this series the Road to the Nurburgring. But right now I need to go jump onto a plane. I'll see you in Deutschland. Well guys, after 17 grueling hours on the plane we're finally here in Frankfurt, so now it's time to grab a hire car for the trip down to Heidelberg. I think it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive. So, you know, being in Germany I asked for a German car, and no, they didn't give me the M2, they gave me this. They gave me a Mini. It was supposed to be a Polo, but I guess it's still part of the BMW family, so yeah, I've never driven a Mini. Let's go check it out. Let's get on the road down to Heidelberg. Now obviously I'm sitting on the wrong side of the car, which usually isn't a problem, except this is a manual, so this is going to be very interesting. But yeah, it's actually a pretty cool little interior. We'll have a bit more of a talk about it later on, but very nice. It's actually a decent size in here. Well, we've made it to Heidelberg. It was certainly a baptism of fire because as soon as you come out of Frankfurt Airport, which the sat-nav took me in a complete spaghetti works, but as soon as you come out you're on the Autobahn, an unrestricted Autobahn at that, so cars are flying past you. You're trying to get used to a left-hand drive manual car and keep up with the Autobahn traffic, so that was pretty interesting. So it's about 4:30 in the afternoon now, but we're going to rush up the hill and go and have a look at the castle that's there, so Heidelberg Schloss. And there's an awesome view of the town there. So this is one of my favourite towns in Germany, so I want to show you guys what it looks like. So let's go for a walk. Nestled in the hill 300 feet above the city of Heidelberg stands the breathtaking Heidelberg Schloss. The castle has a history almost as old as the city itself, with the first parts of the castle constructed around 1300. For much of its life, the castle was used as a regal residence by the Prince-Electors, but in 1764 a lightning strike made it permanently uninhabitable. In 1800, the Count Charles de Graenberg began the difficult task of conserving the castle ruins. The castle is a combination of several buildings surrounding an inner courtyard. Each building highlights a different period of a German architecture. And just look at this view. One thing you notice coming out of Australia is how green everything is here. I mean, I guess they've just come out of winter, but it's usually like this anyway. It's just beautiful. So there we go, guys. I think that's a really cool introduction to Germany, stopping at Heidelberg before we get started on all the car stuff. But I know that's what you're here to really see. So by the magic of editing, let's make it tomorrow and find out what this Brazzeltag is all about. Ciao! And we're back. Welcome to day 2, everyone. We've just rolled out of Heidelberg. We're back on the Autobahn and we're on our way to the Technik Museum in Speyer, where we're going to find out what Brazzeltag is all about. Let's go find out. Planes, trains and automobiles, in fact pretty much anything with an engine, this is the place to be. It's pretty amazing. It seems to be a lot of the historic stuff as well. Well, I've been over here for over an hour and I still can't tell you what Bratzel means, but what I can tell you is there's an eclectic mix of classic cars, exotics, obviously aeroplanes in the museum, ships, trains, there's all drives over here doing off-roading stuff. So yeah, anything with an engine pretty much goes here. And it's just a bunch of people having a good time. It's really good. the little bit of German that I understand, I think they just said they're going to show a motorbike with a jet turbine out of a helicopter on it. This should be interesting. And then of course there's the centerpiece to the museum, the space side of it. Well, I still don't know what Brazzel means, but I do know that that was probably one of the most eclectic collections of petrol-powered goodness that I've seen in a long time. We had planes, we had trains, we had boats, we had space shuttles, and of course we had a huge variety of cars. I think it's sort of targeted more towards the old classics, but I love how it was so interactive. I mean, you could go for rides in them, you could go full driving with the guys, all sorts of stuff you could do. So yeah, a lot of fun, and definitely one to put on your motoring calendar. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. I've got a quick drive down to Birmingham to the V8 Hotel and then Motor World. But we're going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and of course, as always, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we've got lots more stuff coming up on the Road to the Nurburgring series. See you in the next one. Ciao.